Donald Trump and Elon Musk breakup just got messier because Donald Trump was finally confronted by reporters and they asked him about Elon Musk's drug use, his investigations into his companies, and whether Donald Trump will be taking all of his contracts away. And the answers, they were shocking. We're going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, Donald Trump wasn't just asked about Elon Musk. He was also asked about the recent decision to bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia home. So before we can get into both of those answers, I want some context from Senator Van Hollen, who responded to the Trump administration in this clip right here.
I want to read part of a statement released by the White House. They said in part, the Democrat lawmakers, namely Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen and every single so-called journalist who defended this illegal criminal abuser, must immediately apologize to Garcia's victims. Your response to that?
You know, I will never apologize for defending the Constitution. In fact, it's the Trump administration and all his cronies who should apologize to the country for putting us through this unnecessary situation, and to Abrego Garcia for putting him through this situation and his family. All I have said from the beginning is that the Trump administration should respect the rule of law and the Constitution of the United States. So really, it's President Trump who should apologize to the country for violating his oath to the Constitution. I'm glad in this moment they're finally doing what the Supreme Court said, but they continue, Anderson, to violate the Constitution in many, many other cases.
Senator Van Hollen.
Donald Trump and his administration are trying to use this opportunity to once again defame this man, to go after him and to fearmonger so that they can distract from what is the real story here. Donald Trump and his boyfriend just broke up, and they're doing so because he's trying to pass the worst agenda, the worst budget that we have ever seen. And Jessica Tarlov talked all about that and a call out of this continued attack on Kilmar Abrego Garcia that I want to take a look at before we get into Trump freaking out over Elon.
Yeah.
Wasting $1 million, bringing a guy back and forth and back and forth.
The American people are clear about this. A majority support people getting their due process. We know that he has a constitutional right to this. It comes from Antonin Scalia himself affirming it, saying there are due process rights afforded to people who are here illegally.
He's a terrorist.
He might be. And then he should go to jail and then get deported home.
He was already home.
It's so strange to me that you're comfortable with people going to a foreign prison camp without getting any semblance of a trial or due process when they haven't even been convicted of anything. I don't understand that. I understand getting people who are here legally out. I understand what the election was about. I am not one of those Democratic deniers that can't see the writing on the wall about the immigration issue. But how can you actually sit here in the comforts of our air-conditioned studio or in your big, nice house and be comfortable knowing that there are people not convicted of anything left to rot in a foreign prison?
He has been convicted.
He has not.
Yes, he has. Hey, he's illegal. He's been arrested. And get this, he's not an American citizen.
Of course, people want due process. Of course, this shouldn't be some crazy radical idea. And so, of course, when Donald Trump was asked about it, he gave an answer that you would expect, along with what he said about Elon. And we're just going to watch it all because it was crazy.
Mr. President, did you speak with Bukele directly to facilitate the return of Abrego Garcia?
I don't want to say that, but he's returned.
Did you have any conversations with him?
He should have never had to be returned. I mean, you take a look at what's happened with him. You take a look at what they found in the grand jury and everywhere else. I thought Pam Bondi did a great job today.
Was this your call to bring him back to the United States?
I don't want to say that.
Mr. President, you posted yesterday.
By the way, either way, it's a disaster. He's a whole disaster. Look at him with his antics. Not good. And for the Democrats who have backed him, this was not the man from Maryland, this wonderful father from Maryland. This is a pretty bad guy.
Mr. President, you posted yesterday that a good way to save money would be to cancel some of Musk's contracts. How seriously are you considering that?
Well, we'll take a look at everything. I look at everything. He's got a lot of money. He gets a lot of subsidy. So we'll take a look at that. Only if it's fair. Only if it's fair for him and for the country, I would certainly think about it, yeah, but it has to be fair.
Mr. President, would you consider reopening investigations into his companies? There are a bunch of investigations.
I didn't know that they had any, but they had them. I would just let them speak for themselves. I had no idea. Excuse me. I have no idea whether or not they had investigations.
And what's your view on Elon Musk as of today? I mean, have you heard from him at all? As your
Honestly,
team?
I've been so busy working on China, working on Russia, working on Iran, working on so many. I'm not thinking about Elon.
On the China,
I just wish him well.
on the China talk, sir. There's a meeting coming up with Secretary Bessent and Secretary Ludnick. What do you hope to see? What do you hope to see from those talks in London, sir?
Well, we're very far advanced on the China deal. We wanted clarification. We had to have clarification. A little bumpy up here. We had to have clarification, and that's what we're really having the meeting about. We had a very good talk. I talked to President Xi for, I guess, more than 2 hours. We had a very good talk. It's a complicated deal, but it's a deal that's going to bring us a lot of money and a lot of everything else, and we get along very well with President Xi and with China.
On Mr. Musk's contracts, do you feel like the U.S. can survive without them? Obviously, you contribute a lot when it comes to defense and space, and that relationship has been important for quite some time.
The U.S. can survive without almost anybody.
And do you,
except me.
Did you have any concerns about his drug use when he was working for you?
I don't want to comment on his drug use. I don't know. I don't know what his status is. I read an article in the New York Times. I thought it was, frankly, it sounded very unfair to me.
You said earlier today that Mr. Musk had a problem. What did you mean by that? And did you misjudge him by bringing?
I don't want to talk about problems. I think that I think the United States had problems, and if you look at the numbers today, the numbers were unbelievable. The numbers were incredible. The numbers that came up today, the stock market went way up. The country's doing really well. Almost, I think, in a very short period of time, you're going to be saying doing better than it's ever done before. We have hundreds of plants coming in, a lot of jobs are being created. That's what happened this morning. You saw the jobs. And the nice part, they're not government jobs. They're jobs of people coming in and doing other things, including the leisure, hotel and leisures. Good stuff.
So when Donald Trump was asked if he might go after Elon Musk's government contracts, he said, "We're taking a look into all of it." Does that mean he says he's going to bankrupt the man? He says he's got a lot of money. We're looking into it all. Like, he's got a lot of contracts. He's got a lot of involvement overseas. Is he just trying to go after all of it at this point? I don't know. Donald Trump seems like he's trying to be at least publicly amicable. I'm not trying to give him credit. Believe you me, that's not what I'm doing. But I think it's because he's actually sad. I think he misses the yes man that Elon was. I think he misses the attention that Elon brings. It's something that we have to keep in mind. This isn't just a breakup between Trump and Elon. It's also become a breakup between Elon and all of MAGA media, which relies on him and his platform so much. It is a huge blow to them, and they all understand it. It's the reason why we saw Steve Bannon, Joe Rogan, all these folks in MAGA world freak out, and that was all broken down by Chris Hayes going over some of the best reactions to this all. I want to take a look right here.
The bill might actually get better because of Musk, and I think we're working towards that right now. With Elon Musk, and I know it sounds crazy, he just doesn't understand politics. He has no idea about compromise.
That measured response is mostly just Trump venting to TV journalists about Musk over the phone instead of posting about him in all caps on social media. Today, Trump told ABC News Musk, quote, lost his mind. He told Fox News Elon's totally lost it. He told CNN the poor guy's got a problem. But lest you think Trump isn't acting restrained, he also told CBS News he's not focused on Musk. And despite Trump's apparent willingness to speak to any journalist with a cell phone, his own Vice President, J.D. Vance, is blaming those same journalists for reporting the things Trump tells him on the record. Quote, "There are many lies the corporate media tells about President Trump. One of the most glaring is that he's impulsive or short-tempered. Anyone who has seen him operate under pressure knows that's ridiculous." Yeah, totally. Whatever you say, it's probably worth keeping in mind that when Trump did post about the feud on social media, when was it? Yesterday. It was to threaten to end billions of dollars in federal contracts the U.S. government has with Musk. So I guess he can now acknowledge that those contracts are wasteful and they were pork and cronyism and they only existed because Musk was his buddy, or they're not and he's going to get rid of them purely out of vengeance. That's restraint, right? Despite Trump's so-called measured response, his feud is still causing problems across MAGA world. This is really amazing. Check this out. It has gotten so bad that the FBI Director Kash Patel, who of course had a big interview with Joe Rogan, had his interview interrupted with the breaking news.
This is going to come up because it's been going on since we've been recording here. Elon and Trump seem to be in a bit of a spat. Joe, you want to check the tweet that Elon just put out a little bit ago?
Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That's the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ.
I'm not participating in any of that conversation
What is
between
he?
Elon
Have a
and Trump.
nice day, DJT. Someone should take his phone away. Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Or does he have access to the Epstein files?
I don't know how he would, but I'm just staying out of the Trump-Elon thing.
Oh, the FBI director is staying out of the Trump-Elon thing. He's staying out of an accusation that Donald Trump is in a secret file linking him to Jeffrey Epstein that the FBI is possession of. On the other hand, when Joe Rogan, of all people, thinks you've got off the deep end and someone should take away your phone, it's probably time to log off for a little while. But Musk's prolonged crash out is still going on. He's been something on a tear. He's been tweeting slurs at Trump's informal advisor, Steve Bannon, who's been a very vocal Musk critic, who wants the world's richest man deported.
I do believe, I strongly believe that he's here illegally, that he lied on all his applications and visas, and that if that's the case, he has to be deported immediately. You cannot deport 13 million people, particularly many people from the third world, and let some billionaire get away with that. So I'm very strongly for that. He should be deported if it turns out that he did these things inappropriately, which I strongly believe we'll find out, but that is for people to actually investigate.
I'm pretty sure Elon Musk would reject that characterization of his immigration status, but all things considered, I think Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez might have summed it up best.
Any quick reaction on what's going on with Elon Musk and President Trump on Twitter right now?
Oh, man, the girls are fighting, aren't they? You know, I would say that this was something that was a long time coming.
I think AOC put it perfectly. The girls are fighting, but I would make one addendum, and I don't want to be this guy, but we kind of have to. The girls aren't fighting. The guys are fighting because these two maniacs are clearly too emotional, so maybe that says something about conservative men and if they're mentally fit to govern. I don't think so. So maybe we should just end that. Maybe it would have been smart to go with the nice liberal lady, but that's a conversation for a different day. No, that's a conversation for now. You screwed up, America, and this is what we get for it. But we got midterms around the corner. We got races in New Jersey and Virginia. Democrats can continue to fight. And we're going to be doing so on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.